Okay, so we're through to the final of the Master of Destiny. The teams have met on the pitch, and our two lucky finalists are the Dark Judges and Happy Thoughts. I'm just going to have a quick look at those two teams, just to sort of have a little think about how we think this final is going to go. It might end up being a bit of a mixed match, but we never know with inducements. So let's have a look. Okay. So, like I said, Dark Justice versus Happy Thoughts. Let's have a look at those two teams. So, Dark Judges, they came through against, first of all, a rookie Brett team, Perp, followed by Orcs, Greentown Squishers, and then another Orc team of Grubnick's Boys. So quite bashy, but luckily they're set up for it. Undead, 1990. And the team remains in pretty good shape, having done the Bash Gauntlet. So what have we got? Let's start with the two mummies, Judge Hate and Judge Fire. Both strength 6, both guard, both grab, one block, one stand firm. We've got an AV break on Judge Fire, but with those sorts of skills, they don't generally get knocked down that much, so they might be alright. If they do go down, it wouldn't surprise me to see the boot going in as quickly as possible on them. We've got a couple of whites up here, Judge Fear and Judge Mortis. So Judge Fear, bit of an annoyance piece, isn't it? We've got the guard there, we've got the tackle, we've got the stand firm, so kind of gets stuck in and just sort of supports the rest of the team. Agility 2 means that he can't reposition very easily, so he's not really kind of moving around that much. And his mate Judge Mortis has strength 4, blodge, sidestep, guard, mighty blow. So guard's a really nice addition at the end here. With the blodge and the sidestep, it can really kind of get around and move around. So we've got this core of kind of like the bashing, and really either of the whites can do the blitzing with that sort of support in place. So it's not kind of like you get with one support and one killer. They both do a little bit of both. There's no kind of pure killer on this team. You know, we're kind of mighty blow piling on, that sort of thing. But there's a lot of hitting power. Then let's go down to the 3 ghouls. So we've got one blodge. That tends to be the ball carrier. There's no sure hands on this team, as I've mentioned throughout the tournament. Hasn't held them back though. With the amount of skills, then re-rolls maybe get safer for things like ball handling or the occasional dodge that's required, like maybe away from tackle or to reposition once dodge has already been popped. We've got our Rackle Ghoul to pop the ball free, and then we've just got another sort of general support utility sort of ghoul. Has mighty blow, so can blitz at a push, has blodge, has a bit of guard, so can be annoying, so a bit general, just short of the next level. I imagine Sticks would have quite liked him to get to that 76 by the final, but it wasn't to be. And then we've got 4 zombies and 1 skeleton. So this skeleton is blodge guard. That's quite an unusual skeleton, isn't it, really? Agility 1, but very annoying. Probably worth 120 just sort of have on the pitch. Like more guard, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guards. It's quite a good turnout. Like when you're bashing, the guard can really make a difference, especially if you've got like 2 of them with blodge as well. I mean, the dodge is going to be for defensive only, isn't it, really? And then we've got 2 dirty players. They both have block. 1 also has kick. It's quite an expensive dirty player, isn't it? 100 and 180. So they want to be going for high value targets, and then we've just got a couple of blocks here with Garth 2 and Mama. So we've got 4, 9, 10, 11, 12 players on the roster. So it's possible that the weakness of this team is actually the numbers. Yeah, there's no kind of clear weak players. I mean, you've got an AV break here, but apart from that, you've got skills throughout, haven't you? But if you can say remove 3, 4, something like that, then you start to struggle. But the question is, how do you do that? How do you get to the point? Who can you hit effectively? When we look at Happy Thoughts, they're going to take a lot of inducements. Now, this team probably struggled more against Morg than any other team, I would say. So in the first match against the Brets, Morg kind of did a bit of a number on this team for a while, and they found him quite hard to deal with. It'll be interesting whether Westy has kind of maybe watched that game and see what he does for his inducements. So yeah, I mean, 104. It's possible that that Sticks maybe even brings in a zombie or two. I mean, they're only 40k each, just to bolster it a little bit, just to make sure the numbers stay there in case there were some kind of injuries that happened. I know that Westy obviously has one Yeti on the roster. In game 1 that he played against Ogres, he induced one as well. So it's possible we might see 2 Yetis on the pitch against this team. But yeah, solid Undead, 1990, very hard to deal with. And let's find the Norse. Here we go. So 1290, so that's 700 TV. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 600 TV. Get them up to 11. Couple of tackle. One mighty blow. I mean, there's not much in the way of skills. I mean, we've got a mighty blow here. We've got a blodge guard here, slightly slow with movement 6. Got a mighty blow and strip ball, and we've got the Yeti who hasn't quite managed to get to where he needed to be. We would really like to have seen a mighty blow on there. It really sort of changes the utility of this player. Quite high on rerolls, 4. You could maybe put an argument in for dropping that down to 3, get a little bit more inducements, that's another 60. Be interesting to see what he does with inducements. Like I said, like Morg seemed to do quite well, but he is expensive. But let's just have a little look back at how they got here. So first of all, they faced Ogre Health Activists. So the Ogres, they got through that one, and then they got another stunty draw with Goblins, Jolly Nice Boys, my lot, a very close game, and then just recently they bested the Kislev, mainly through kind of sort of reducing numbers down. So what's he very good sort of like positionally, and he quite a cautious coach as well. He's not going to try to kind of just shove all his players in there against this Undead team. It will come down to inducements. I imagine that he will want a wizard, but the other thing that he will need is to boost the numbers somehow, because with AV7 against that Undead team, that you're going to lose some. There's no two ways about it. So if he goes into it just with 11, I don't think that's going to be enough. He could bring in maybe Morg, he could bring in maybe another Yeti. What's the star player Yeti? Can't remember his name right now. But we might see a couple of Yetis. I imagine another high strength player will join the roster for the final. But I mean, you have to say really that this Norse team are going to be up against it. They're going to be the underdogs. We've got to fancy the Undead for this. I mean, even in my initial preview, I quite fancied Sticks and the Dark Judges to go all the way. They just seem to kind of have more in their locker than any other team who entered this tournament. But we'll see. I mean, it's quite nice to get that sort of range within the tournament and see whether the inducements can work out and see whether Westy can pull off the upset. So hopefully that will be played over the next week, and I look forward to either watching it live or reviewing it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the interest in the tournament as well. And I will speak to you all soon.